The issue of open defecation is not one to trivialize, especially now that the United Nations raises awareness of the importance of WASH, meaning water, sanitation, and hygiene. Well, in Jigawa State, 2 local councils celebrated for being open defecation free. Come tag along.
An hour drive from Dutse, the state capital of Jigawa, lies the twin local councils of Benin Kudu and Buji, a home to many notable politicians. Answering the call of nature in an open space, caring less, irrespective of the consequence, is a common thing in many rural communities in the north. However, in most of the communities of Buji and Benin Kudu local councils of Jigawa State, this trend has been effectively tackled. Mr. Yehuza Abba, a young man of Sarkin Norma Ward, narrates how they raised funds among themselves to build a local toilet in a new school that was built in their community without provision for a restroom.
Not only our children, even our fathers and mothers, they are going into the bush in order to defecate. But now we have restricted ourselves into our house where we construct the latrine in order to defecate. And also we have a local hand washing facilities immediately after you left the toilet in order to wash your hand. And that is the improvement that we have got right now. Monthly, we have a monthly meeting where we used to sit in our community. Like I told you, we are 16 in numbers. So each month we are contributing 750. So for that we have spent a month contributing for that. So immediately after this school was established, we sit down in our community and think, what should we do since we don't have a toilet in our school? So we have decided to construct a local one that will prevent our young children from going into the bush to defecate.
A local hand washing facility is provided in every pit latrine of every household in the communities. There's also provision for either ashes or soap as sanitizers after using the toilet. According to the head of the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene in Buji Local Council, Mr. Musa Gambo, it was not a walk in the park getting the communities to accept the program.
We started about 8 years ago. In the first instance, the communities were even wondering, how can we go and say and tell them that they shouldn't defecate openly? Where do we expect them to defecate? Well, we started by telling them that by not defecating openly, they are going to save a lot economically, and they are going to have reduction in the number of diseases that is associated with defecation. For example, gastroenteritis, which at times turn to cholera, typhoid fever, and a host of other defecating related ailments. At first they were not convinced, but we started sensitizing the community, small by small, little by little. At the end of the day, we bring in the traditional rulers, we bring in the religious leaders, the community leaders, all the self-help groups in the community. We sensitize them. We tell them technically how they have been eating and drinking their feces. When you go outside and defecate, when the rain comes, the rain will wash out all the feces that you made, and then it will take it to where your water source is. Now, when you collect that water, you are collecting water with your feces.
And as a result of that, we took months going all cranes in the nook of the local government, enlighten people. Consequently, our people agree with what we told them, and they stop open defecation in all our villages. And as a result of that, we also intensify the campaign that there is no need, even Islamically or according to our own religion, we are not supposed to be, we are supposed to be clean in whatever we do. Because as a Muslim, we perform ablution 5 times a day.
Items 1, 2, 3, 4 has to be followed. One of them is that there has to be...
The UNICEF officer who was interviewed by Channels Television says a thorough assessment was made before the local governments were declared as open defecation free.
There has to be no open defecation, no feces anywhere in any community. Whether it is in the school, whether it is in a primary healthcare facility, whether it is in the market or in the motor park, in every household, there shall not be seen anywhere open defecation. What that means is that since people have to defecate, if you're not doing it in the open, where are you doing it? So if they say it's latrine, then we have to check and make sure that every household has a latrine, every school has a latrine, and every primary healthcare facility or every hospital has a latrine where people can defecate. Even in religious places, there should be a place where people can go and defecate. Now these are some of the elements within the criteria as a minimum that has to happen.
The Commissioner of Water Resources, Mr. Mohammed Garba, explains the role the state government is playing towards water sanitation and hygiene.
In this 1 year only, Jigawa constructed about 1,500 hand pumps, about 100 mechanized, about 100 solar powered water schemes, about 70 which is converted scheme from mechanized borehole to solar based schemes. So Jigawa is doing a very, very important role out of these 70 local governments selected throughout the country.
It is expected that other communities yet to be declared as open defecation free would emulate this stride that saw Buji and Benekudi make enormous progress.